Honestly, for me, it's just been like a dream come true. It's kind of surreal. I'm just taking every day, one moment at a time, and just enjoying the process. What I want to get out of this week, honestly, is just to show like what I could do, my athleticism, how high I could jump, how fast I could run, just being like a little guy, just having heart over height, and really just enjoying the moment and just having fun.
Is it hard to fathom you watching this as a young kid, falling out, now you're here and everything?
Yeah. It is. I kind of get like butterflies, like waking up, seeing that like I was watching this, wanting to be here, and now that I am here in the moment. So as you can see, like that I'm overly happy. So I'm just trying to like take it in one moment at a time.
What would it be like to reunite with Lad McConkey?
Say it again.
What would it be like to reunite with Lad?
Oh, that'd be dope. You know, Lad, that's my guy. He was one of the older mentors that took me under his wing when I was there. So honestly, that'd be a dream come true. And also, shout out Lad. You've been doing a great job, man. I'm proud of you. So actually, I'm not from St. Louis. I'm from Venice, Illinois. I just play ball on both sides, but I represent both sides, 618 and a 314. So it's really just showing that, like, Illinois and St. Louis does have talent, enough talent to make it to where I am. We got other Illinois players and St. Louis players that's in the league, and I'm just hoping that I can add to that.
Are there other aspects about your game that you hope to show NFL scouts that perhaps you did not get a chance to show in Georgia?
Mainly that I just can play bigger than, like, what I am. Like, even though I'm 5'10", a smaller guy, you can still, put me on the outside, put me on a big box fade, and I just play bigger than what I am. My attitude and my heart is off. Yeah.
There's one game, one moment that defines who you are, but on the field, what would you show coaches?
So probably that 8 overtime game with Georgia Tech. Before halftime, I had a crucial fumble. And my team there helped me, get my mind back right. And then in the end, that me and my team fought, and we ended up coming all the way back. So just having that, just being able to overcome adversity and not let one moment have a snowball effect. Honestly, really, like, when I first got there, it wasn't like no competitiveness. Like, he took me under his wing, him, Mark, Meeks, basically like all like the older guys, they had took me under their wing and just helped me with the playbook, showed me how to do things as a pro and do things the Georgia way. So I appreciate them, all of them.
Arian Smith could be in that spot right after his smiling face now. Any good Smith stories? And you got to tell GM who you pick, if you or him. Who they take?
I always want to see my brother succeed, so I say go with Arian. He's everything that you want in a receiver. Fast, he's smart, he can think on the dime, he can stop on the dime. He's not just a receiver, you can put him inside and outside, special teams. He's a complete football player. So I tell GMs, if you want a complete football player, somebody who's going to do the dirty work and, get out the mud, that's your guy.
You mentioned the Georgia way. As someone who transferred in, what were some of those early adjustments you had to make for the Georgia way?
Practice. Practice is, super physical, but it just gets you ready for the game. I miss those moments with my guys, Bloody Tuesday, strapping the helmet on, get ready for practice. But I feel like that's what prepared us for the game and how we went out and how we succeeded.
Dom, from the time you walked through the door, you were a Kirby guy. That doesn't always happen, and especially at the receiver position. How did you connect with Kirby? What would you tell a future receiver coming in? What does it take to get the respect from Kirby Smart that you always have?
Honestly, just don't be no prima donna. Kirby kind of old school. He like the tough guys. He like the smash mouth football. He want the guys that's gonna block when they don't got the ball. He want the guys that's gonna go in there, dig out of safety. He want guys that's gonna be on special teams. He want guys to play complete football and just not be like no one position guy. He wants you to be able to be all over the field and just be a tough football player. Really, biggest thing is he's just toughness and grit.
And how important was it? How important was it your special teams? I mean, is that something you think NFL teams took note of? Is the way you contributed there?
Yes, I would hope so. I didn't play special teams before I got to Georgia, but when I got to Georgia, I fell in love with special teams. Me and Arian kind of took that gunner role under, like, how can I say it? Basically, like, that's who we was. We only allowed like 23 yards on special teams gunner wise. over 2 years. So we take pride in that special team unit. They go for kickoff, punt return, punt. It's just as a Georgia Bulldog, we take pride in like just special teams. So special teams, honestly, just another opportunity just to be on the field. And special teams does impact the game, whether you know it or not. Like if a team has a 50-yard plus return, now that puts them in like great field position. If we down the ball inside the two with the defense we got, that's necessarily +4 for us. So we either gonna get a field goal or we gonna get good field position, catching the ball, returning it, or we might get a safety. So special teams has a big part whether you like it or not. And I feel like special teams is another way for like you to grow your value as a football player and get on the field. That's just another way just to be on the field. I just like being on the field, you know.
Probably a tough question. I'm sure you've gotten some this week. What happened with the toss and sure the wide receiver core? And how would you go about explaining what happened?
I don't really say like nothing really happened. You know, we all human. We all drop balls. I'd probably say it was really just like a focus thing. You know, probably trying to make a move before you caught the ball or you didn't look it all the way in. You know, the smallest details can have like the biggest impact. So I'd probably say that we just didn't hone in on the small things on certain balls that we dropped as a group.
John, now that you're out of the program, can you tell us your favorite Kirby Smart on-mic story?
Probably my favorite one is when probably like the day after I had got drafted, not drafted, the day after I had committed, he was like, yeah, you know, you're going to come here, we're going to love you, and we're going to, you know, bring you in. And the next day we had conditioning. And like, for y'all that don't know, like Georgia conditioning is like different than everybody else. So like, I had to get in like shape. And can we curse or no? He was dog. He was like, Dom, get your ass in shape. I was like, I am. I'm just not in Georgia shape. He's like, I don't give a damn about none of that. And that's really like, I just got mother F like my whole first week. But like, that was his way of like pulling me into the program. And he's a great coach. He coached me hard every day. He never let me slack off. And for that, I have to give none but thanks to Coach Kirby, and I appreciate him.
That was love.
He's
showing you love. That's
a
version of love, Dom.
So,
let me ask you, some of these programs, and this is a college football wide question, they're getting rid of the spring game. I think back to your spring game and that catch you made, and G-Day game was big for Georgia fans. What do you think about teams not playing spring games? Do you see value as a player, and just as a fan, what would you say?
I would say, you know, obviously to each his own, but I feel like the spring day it's kind of like a 50-50. It gives the fans something to like come out and like see like the team that they like, and then it also gives a coach to see where his team may be at with like certain play calls, who he can play, who he feel ready, who he feel like need more work, and just honestly for us it was just another day to compete, but in, you know, Sanford Stadium. So I feel like it's a plus, but some teams looking at it like, you know, they might not want the kid to get injured because, you know, it is live. And they may just be looking at like the longevity, considering that we got more games now. So they might not want to risk somebody getting hurt or somebody tweaking something when they could just kind of use it as like another practice or something, or, you know, something else. So
okay, I'm going to follow up, because now we're learning you were sandbagging us in all them Georgia interviews. You were staying in the team structure, not being as colorful or giving as you are here. But another thing that's happening here, and you were a guy that transferred, a lot of people are kind of trying to solve this portal or how you pay players. Would it be fair for schools to sign a guy to a contract and say, okay, look, we're going to sign you for 3 years at this amount, but if you leave, you got to give some back? Would that be something you think guys would sign up for and say, all right, you know, that's legit, or do you think that'd be hard to get done?
True. Honestly, I just feel like the game of football is just changing, you know. I feel like it'll be all about what the kid and the parent want, and if the coach and the kid and the parent can come to an understanding, it may happen, it may not. I just feel like if everybody on the same page moving forward, then I feel like it could work. But if you got one person on this page, another person on that page, and it could be like some, like, you know, nooks and crannies that you might have to knock out. So I feel like it's possible, but will it happen? I don't know.
What's your relationship like with Kamari last year? Have you met with Texas?
3. I just called 3 yesterday just to talk to him. You know, that's my guy. And have I met with the Texans? Nah, I haven't. But I would love to though. So, you know, play my boy 3. But I called him yesterday. You know, he had wished me number luck. I had called him because I was feeling a little nervous, and he told me just go out there, have fun is the main thing, and just be myself. So I appreciate that.
Dom, GMs and coaches out here, they talk about the culture at Georgia is different. What is the culture at
Have you ever been to a Georgia practice? You gotta go to a Georgia practice. That's all I can tell you. Like, it's just different how we like do things. Like, we do more like human on human activity than like human on bag. So like Bloody Tuesdays, we do more probably hitting than your average practice, which is why I say toughness is probably like our biggest component there. Like, you can't do anything if like you're not tough, and that goes for any position. And I feel like that's really how Kirby has structured his program. You know, obviously after the great Nick Saban, and I just feel like he just branched off from him and he just created like his own dynasty, and he kind of doing it his way. You know, you don't really have too many coaches that coach with a microphone. By the way, with that microphone, like, you can't run from like no type of talking, none of that, because he got a microphone.
Dom,
So.
we've heard all week long how hard practice was, but was there anybody that you played with that made practice look easy?
Yes, Brock Bowers. But honestly, all the guys that was there before me, like, once you get accustomed to practice, then you kind of know like how practice is gonna go. So all the vets, like, they came before me, they was basically showing me like the ropes from Lad to Bull to K3 to Taki, Malachi, like all of them that was there before me, like, they helped me get through like my first Georgia fall camp and helped me get adjusted. So really just taking it day by day, and if you like do what the coach is telling you to do, nutrition staff telling you to do, you'll be just fine.
What was about Brock Bowers that made it easy? I mean, and when you say he made it look easy or effortless, and what was your Brock Bowers moment when you realized that this cat was different?
We was doing conditioning, and like he was running and like throwing up at the same time, but like he just kept going. I knew like he was different. Plus, like, I had seen him the year before and all the accomplishments he had accomplished. So basically just seeing like that Georgia team that we had all watched win the Natty the year before, and then being a part of that team, seeing like how those guys worked, all of them, seeing how those guys worked and like how they went about their craft really showed me like the success that they had and why. No, sir, but I have talked to a coach that coached at Georgia, Coach Brian McClendon. I had talked to them, but I haven't, met with them.
What was it like playing with Booster Burden and E.C. Lewis? And, how do you feel like he's going to translate into the league?
I didn't play with Luther. He came a year after me. But you get the ball in his hands, he make anything happen. But I just feel like, he a great kid, great player, and whoever get him, they getting a stud. So shout out Lou.